10 signs a horse is going to win the race. And that comes from a question from a viewer. And this is the first one since the Morning Observer has been on. A question where I address a topic in the form of a list. And this one is about horse racing. Wanted to know how to spot a winning horse. So I'm giving you 10 signs here that a horse is going to win the race. So let's get started with that. Want to make some money when you're playing the horses, whether you take it seriously or not. Always better or more fun to win than to lose. So 10 signs a horse is going to win the race. Number 1, it is the fastest horse in the race by quite a bit. Saying, come on, coach, it's obvious. Well, you know what? There's some truth. There's truth to that. Look at the numbers. It requires some work. Look at the PPs. Is this horse the fastest by quite a bit, by a lot, over all the others in the race? Okay. Very good chance that horse is going to win. So it's a good starting point. If you have a few of them that are like that, a couple of them are like that, you might want to use them both. But if one of them is consistently the fastest or the fastest by a lot, that's a sign the horse is going to win the race. So it's an excellent starting point. You could work off of that. You could still win money with that, even if it's just one that's the standout. Signs a horse is going to win the race. Number 2. The horse is a specialist under the current track conditions. So this requires a little legwork. Horse is a specialist under the current track conditions. Say you're running at Aqueduct. Horse is running at Aqueduct. The horse wins a lot at the current distance. Say the distance is 1 mile. The horse has a great record at a mile. Wins a lot in the money. Under the current conditions, track conditions, okay, wins at Aqueduct. And the horse also has very fast races at Aqueduct. Most of the races are fast at Aqueduct. And he does great at the distance. That's a sign the horse has a good shot to win the race. So the horse is a specialist under the current track conditions. And those numbers are fast in general compared to the other horses. Competes, but excellent at the track, excellent at the distance. Gives a good sign that that horse has a good shot to win, is going to win. Number 3, good body. The horse exhibits good body language. Notice these require a little bit of work. I know some of you might not like that. You have to be actually looking at past performances, and now you're looking at the horse itself on the track, maybe before it even gets on the track in the paddock. Look at the body language. Is the horse prancing around? Does it look happy? Is its head up? Gets out on the track. The horse seems to be prancing around in good spirits. That's good body language. Horse walking with its head down or off to the side, things like that. Horse is acting up, tough to get in the gate. This may require waiting late as possible to get in your wagers. If the horse is causing problems, bad sign. May not want to run today. So look for a horse in good spirits with good body language. That's sign number 3, a horse is going to win. See it running out onto the track. Good body language. Look for it. Signs a horse is going to win. 10 signs a horse is going to win the race. Number 4. Again, we go to the PPs. Steady workout record. Horses are like athletes. Is the horse working out regularly? Is the trainer putting the horse out there to work out, keep it in shape, keep it ready to go? To the other workouts fast. Steady workout record. Now, don't be too swayed by the speed of the workouts, because some trainers have a tendency to work out, work their horses out slower. Or look at the horses' consistency of the workouts. Some of them fast, some of them slow, some faster than others, or some really fast followed by slow one. Maybe they, alternate workout patterns. But steady workouts is a good sign. They're keeping the horse in physical shape. See, a horse hasn't worked out in months, unless it's a really cheap horse. Sometimes they do that in the claiming races. You want to see a horse out there on the track working out. Think of a boxer. Could you imagine them getting in a title fight or in a big fight and they haven't worked out in a couple months? So yeah, horse shows a steady workout record. Number 5, signs a horse is going to win the race. He wins regularly. The horse wins regularly. Means horse, does he know how to win? He just does. Yeah, so I'll say, yeah, this horse knows how to win. Wins regularly. Sometimes it wins fast. Sometimes it wins not as fast. Seems to run fast enough, just enough to get the job done, but wins regularly. That's a sign that this horse is a winner. He knows how to get to the finish line first. Okay? Whereas, on the flip side, some horses you see, they may look like the fastest horse in the race, but you look down their PPs. You got to look at the past performances again for this stuff. Look down the PPs. A lot of times it finishes second. A lot of times it finishes third. But it rarely wins. Sometimes it has a ton of fast races and hasn't won in over a year. Sometimes horses like that are referred to as rats. they just don't, or money burners. Now, in this case, I'm talking about a sign horse is going to win. Look for one that knows how to win. Knows where the winner's circle is. Likes getting its picture taken. Well, that's a sign. It's a sign you are with a winning horse. You're backing a champion for that race anyway. So it's one. And you may want to combine these, okay? You don't have to look for just one of these signs. It's great if you can see more of them, a bunch of these within the same horse. Give you a shot to win. Number 6, the trainer and jockey of that horse on this day, they win often when they're teamed together. Look at their percentages when they're teamed up. Some jockeys and trainers, when they get up, work together at a given track or overall, they have outrageous winning percentages. Some higher, the mid-30s, upper 30% range. That shows you that they work well together. They know how to get the job done. They're, discussing a plan for the race, how to use the horse. So look at those jockey and trainer percentages when they're working together under the conditions. So if you see one with a high percentage, there's a good chance that you're in the game here with this horse. Jockey and trainers who win often together. Especially when it's much higher than the jockey trainer percentages for the contenders of the horse. Okay, so 6, jockey and trainer. Again, you're going to the PPs, you're doing some work here. Number 7, the horse shows a running pattern or a form cycle that is due for a win. Sometimes you look at these horses, look at their speed ratings, their numbers for a given race. And that's in the PPs, Byers figures, Brisnet figures. Maybe they show a style. Maybe they win, then they start to regress a little bit. Then they circle forward and win. Then they kind of go back again. They circle forward and look at the speed of these races. Make sure they fit. Now the horse is starting to move forward again. And it shows by the pattern that it's due for a good race that could probably win today. Or maybe the horse has another different pattern. Win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, with a good number, bad number, good number, bad number. And today it's too good. Or 2 bad races, then a big race. 2 bad races, then a big race. Or a winning race, slightly worse race, slightly worse worse race, slightly worse race, and then boom, jumps forward to a big race. And then has a few in a row where it tails off, and then boom, it goes back to a big race. Look at the pattern of the numbers of this horse. Okay? If it shows a pattern that's due today, that's a good sign the horse is going to win the race, especially if it fits and it's a big number. A lot of times you get these patterns at work and the horses are longer odds. People are just so hell-bent on focusing on the last race, not looking at patterns. Oh, we won a really fast, ran his fastest race ever last race. Guess what? Odds are that horse is not going to duplicate that race. It's going to fall back. Especially if, horses run quite a few times and then it runs this giant race. Unless something really drastic changed, like a trainer or something. Most of the time this is not the case. A horse is not going to repeat its best number 2 times in a row. So you want to follow the cycles. Follow the running pattern. Shows a running pattern that is due for a win. It takes a little bit of work, but you can get good at this if you know how to spot it and you get familiar with it. Number 8. Signs a horse is going to win a race. Big early speed edge over the other horses. It's probably going to be out front by itself. No one else can run with this horse early. Now this is even a bigger edge, big early speed edge over the others. It's even a bigger edge in a short race, maybe one of these 5 furlong jobs, or even a 6 furlong race. When you get a sprint and you have a horse with a gigantic edge, that's a sign, at least one you want to consider using if you're using more than one horse, because this horse can run away and hide. Okay? So it's something to consider. Has a big speed edge over the others, especially in a short race. And this requires looking at the PPs and looking at the running lines. It shows the positioning of the horse during the race. Now you want to go a step further. You want to make sure, just because it was leading, maybe it was slow fractions. Make sure that the fractions are fast as well. And the horse runs faster early fractions than the other, his competition in that race. So, big early speed edge. See, a lot going into this here, picking horses. It takes some work. You want to pick winning horses. This requires a little bit, studying what's going on here. All right, that's why you want to get a head start on the on your handicapping. You can do it race by race if you have to. It's a little bit more difficult because now you're looking for, but you won't have as much time to study what's actually going on the track. Sometimes things are going on, like the board, things like that. So you see things go into picking a winning horse. I'm not sitting there when I'm doing my handicapping. I'm not sitting there in my underwear throwing at a dartboard. All right. Things like that. Not pulling a rabbit, pulling numbers out of a hat. There are things to look for when you want to choose winning horses. Signs a horse is going to win. So let's go on. I'm not picking horses that have cat names. Okay, looking for the cat names. But one name you may want to look for, pay a little extra attention, the cat stuff. Excuse me. If you see a horse with Ghost in its name, you may want to pay a little bit of attention or look at that. Ghost. Now why Ghost? Usually those ghost horses, they give a name Ghost to a horse for a reason. Usually that it's maybe lightning fast. Usually it pertains to that in some way. Like Ghost, they have they tend to just vanish. In this case, this horse is vanishing from the others and getting across the finish line first. And so watch out for those ghost names, because owners and that, they tend to name the horses Ghost if they have some sort of quality that they have serious speed. Now, I'm not saying make that like your main indicator, but just pay a little extra attention what's going on there when this Ghost shows up. Now, 8, I talked about big early speed edge, and 9 on the other side of the coin A very strong closing kick or a good closer. Look for a strong closer in a race with a lot of early speed. Okay, because sometimes when there's a bunch of horses that are fast early, they knock heads together and they will take each other out, or at least weaken the one that is out front. And that can open the door up for a horse that closes particularly well with decent fractions. And you could look for that in their running line as well. You'll see them running fourth for a while in their running line, then third, fourth, 3 lengths back, third, 2 lengths back, and getting towards the end might show it second, and then it wins, or it closes from fifth, whatever, all the way down to second. And it shows decent closing fractions. You want to check the fractions. Not that it's just staggering home a little faster than the others. If you see a horse that has a tremendous closing kick, and you can see that, find that in your Brisnet figures, and there are other speeds in the race, especially strong closing kick with good numbers as well, of course, watch for that closing kick. This horse will come out of the clouds sometimes and take it, and sometimes at a big price. And 10, lastly, the horse is a 10 signs a horse is going to win the race. The horse is a consistent performer in good health. The horse stays on the track. You see it has its workouts, regular workouts. You see a consistent running line of numbers that present a strong opportunity to win today. In sound health, doesn't miss a lot of time. Not a lot of layoffs. The horse fits the race. You have a horse that is in good condition, a sound athlete, gives you a good opportunity to win. So look for that. Consistency in good health, working out. 10. Now, you'll notice in these 10 signs a horse is going to win the race, I did not talk about the odds of a horse. I didn't talk about the morning line, things like that. Because that's not an indication of actual qualities you can look for in a horse yourself. Things you can spot yourself. You notice I mentioned 10 signs that you can look for yourself. It require you to be an active participant in the race. Now, if you can find a bunch of these qualities within the same horse, the more you find, the stronger the chances, signs, that the horse is going to win the race because it meets a bunch of the criteria. When you're getting ready for a race, you may want to put together a chart and see how many of these qualities, or check off which qualities each of the horses have. And the one that has the most of them, most of these qualities, say, yeah, you know what? And these, it looks like this one, it has the best chance to win the race. So you could use these signs together to choose a winner. As far as the odds go, that's a different topic. Make sure you're getting some good odds, getting good odds. Look at the odds of the horse. See what the payouts are. If you have a horse that meets the criteria of 7 of these things, when some of the others might only have a few, you're getting longer odds. Hey, jump in, baby.